Hi everyone and welcome to the History of Tennis Episode 2, The Grass. If you haven't seen the first video in the series about the origin of tennis, the link is in the description box below. Between 1859 and 1865, Harry Jem and his friend Augurio Pereira played a game on a croquet lawn in Birmingham, combining the features of rackets and another ball game called pelota. This was to be the game of lawn tennis. The inventions of the lawnmower to cut the grass and rubber for the tennis ball were also extremely important and were catalysts in the invention of the sport. In 1872, those two men, along with two local doctors, founded the first tennis club in Leamington Spa in England. Then in 1873, the real development came with a British Army officer, Major Walter Clopton Winfield, invented a game which he called speristiki, Greek for ball playing, but later just to be called sticky. He popularized the game and created a box set which included a net, poles, rackets, and balls to play the game with. He invented the rules and spread his game around the world. By 1874, thousands of these had been created and the game was official. In 1874, Mary Ewing Outerbridge, who had been received a sticky set while travelling, was fascinated by the game and decided to make a tennis court at the Staten Island Cricket Club in New York. In 1877, the first ever tennis tournament was played, which is still the biggest tennis tournament internationally today, the Wimbledon Championships. Then in 1880, the first ever national championships were played in the USA. The rules were not yet standardized, but by 1881, the US National Lawn Tennis Association was formed, now the USTA, and the rules were standardized. The US Men's National Championships, now the US Open, was first held in 1881 at the Newport Casino, Rhode Island, and the first women's title was held in Philadelphia in 1887. Tennis became popular in France in the 1890s, with the first ever French championships played in 1891, although it was only open to French club members until 1925. This was the formation of what is now the French Open, and the final Grand Slam, the Australian Open, traces all the way back to 1905. These four tournaments were the four most historic tournaments of the game and still are to this day, representing the four Grand Slams of the calendar year. But there is also one other major tournament each year that I haven't mentioned, and that is the Davis Cup. The Davis Cup is the annual competition where men's national teams face off against each other, and it dates all the way back to 1900, with the US winning its first ever edition. These five tournaments are the most historic and formed the beginning of what modern tennis is today. I hope you enjoyed the second episode in the series, The History of Tennis, and I hope you tune in for the next episode about the amateur era. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Also, comment any suggestions that you have. My links for Instagram and Twitter are also in the description below. Thanks for watching.